It's Mac and Perry in the place. Da-na-na-na. Mac and Perry
Go live to create.
Da-na-na-na. Mac and Perry invite you to stay.
Hello and welcome to Tell Us Story Hives on location here in Medicine Hat. We're live at Sammy's Kitchen and Bar. I'm Daniel J. Perryman.
I'm Michael, and this is
Rob Hudec.
Yes, thank you so much for agreeing to take the time and energy to meet with us. I'm super excited to dive into some icebreaker games with you, Rob, and then interview you. And also we have a showcase planned. But first, if you could just give us a really broad strokes intro as to yourself and what it is you do, that would be awesome.
All right, well, I'm a musician from Medicine Hat, originally Saskatchewan boy from Leader, Saskatchewan, and just been playing music since I was 8 years old, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I love it.
that's about all.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So concise. Yeah. Our first little icebreaker game that we have is a bit of trivia. How are you with trivia typically?
Oh, very well, very good. I mean,
Yeah.
I do very well, yeah. I'm sure I'll do very well.
Yeah, awesome. It's Medicine Hat based, but there's no stakes here. We'll just see what we know and maybe learn something new. So my first piece of trivia for you is, in 1883, what reached the area that would become Medicine Hat, causing a town site first to be developed? Was it A, the Northwest Mounted Police, B, the Canadian Pacific Railway, C, a battle between the Blackfoot and Cree First Nations, or D, a traveling hat business?
1883,
1883.
I think it was the battle.
Ooh, that is not what we have. I would be curious to do more research myself, but we have B, the Canadian Pacific Railway.
Oh, that was my second guess.
That's super fair. That's super fair. Yeah, and we have prepared secret trivia for each other. So I'll pass it off to you, and we'll read our first piece, which I think is from Michael for me. And I do not have a good track record with these, so we'll see how it goes.
And I don't have good eyes. So.
We'll get through.
Okay, Michael's dad is a bass player and his brother plays guitar. Michael never took to music like the rest of his family, but as a teenager, he started to learn to play which instrument? A, the stand-up bass, B, the violin, C, the drums, or D, the trumpet?
Oh my gosh. Somehow I could see you doing any of those. I'm gonna go with stand-up bass. Is that correct?
Do I have the answer here?
You should do.
Oh, it's
in bold.
highlighted.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
violin.
Oh, the violin. Oh no. Well,
Very
that's
nice.
good to know. Awesome. I'm gonna throw it to Michael to offer you another piece of Medicine Hat-based trivia, and we'll see how we go.
all right, Rob. So, rich in natural resources, including natural gas, coal, clay, and farmland, the town of Medicine Hat became industrialized and was known in the early days as A, the Fort Worth above the 49th, B, the Pittsburgh of the West, C, the Memphis of the North, or D, the Phoenix of the Prairies. What do you think?
Well, you'll have to read him again. I was thinking it was going to be something, but it's not on there.
Oh.
Something else.
Yeah.
So was it the name back in the day? Was it the Fort Worth above the 49th, the Pittsburgh of the West, the Memphis of the North, or the Phoenix of the Prairies?
I'll say the Phoenix of the Prairies.
Yeah, okay, not quite. It was the Pittsburgh of the West.
I'm also curious.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand you now, yeah.
I'm curious what you thought it was going to be that wasn't on there. Do you recall?
I was thinking of the, I can't think of it right now.
That's okay.
I was thinking of Hell's Basement was in my brain for
I
something.
see. Yeah. Something to do with that.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, we'll move swiftly along for another piece of trivia that I have prepared for Michael. So that'll be this one, if you want to give it a read, and we'll see if Michael knows me. He has a better track record than I do. So.
Okay. Danielle has been to which local venue that Rob's performed at? A, Sammy's Kitchen and Bar. B, Casa Amigos Cantina. C, DJ's Pub, or C, DJ's Pub, D, got me mixed up. D, Homesteader Restaurant and Lounge.
Well, I think, based on our long conversations in the drive, I have heard him mention Casa Amigos, so I'm going to go with Casa Amigos. Final answer.
You are correct, sir.
Yay. Like I said, he has a better track record with those than I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. We'll move on to our this or that. I'll let you do the honors. Super simple. Just give it a read, or I can read it for us, and we'll see what we pull.
Just one?
Just one.
Okay.
What do we got?
Under the B-52, no. Okay. Switch song during or after?
I think for myself, if I'm alone, like just driving in a car or something, I usually just let the songs play because I'm pretty selective about my music, so I can usually just listen to them all the way through. So I'd probably just say listen all the way through. But if I'm really not feeling it, I will skip the song. Yeah, how about yourself?
Yeah, I'd have to agree the same. I usually like to, I'll put on an album and let it play. But if it's not doing it for me, it's on to the next one.
On to the next one. But more of like a holistic experience, albums, any singles in there, or?
Yeah, there could be singles in there too, I guess, yeah.
Right on. Okay, let's see what else we pull. We've got sweet or salty?
Both.
Yeah.
Well, I love chocolate, but yeah, I guess I probably like sweet better. I don't like too much salt on anything, so.
That's fair. We may disagree there. I love salty stuff, salty snacks, so I would have to go with salty.
Yeah, well, I do love chips.
Yeah. And I'll throw it to Michael, see if he has a preference.
Thank you for asking. Yeah, it's tough, Rob. I kind of agree that I like sweet and salty, so it's hard to choose, but I would say I like more things that are salty. So I would go with something savory, some popcorn or something. It'd be so good.
Nice.
Sweet
Awesome.
and salty popcorn.
Yeah, you can do it all. Awesome.
Berry or cremate?
Ooh, we're gonna go there. Berry or cremate? This is a big conversation. I generally speaking, I think I would go cremate. Another option would be, turned into a tree and go that route. That's not on the list though. So between those two options, currently in life, I think I would say cremate personally. Yeah. How about you?
Probably buried, yeah. Cremation is pretty horrendous, I think, so, yeah.
That's super fair.
Yeah.
And what about you, Michael?
I guess I would have to say between those two options, I would say cremate. Yeah, just smaller box.
Okay, we'll do maybe two more of these and then move on. What do we got? Ski or snowboard?
I've never snowboarded, so skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't a good skier either.
Oh
So,
no. a brief stint in your life where you were skiing?
Oh yeah. I was. A few times we went to Cypress Hills, Saskatchewan, when when they had it open, and yeah, I remember I didn't have ski pants. I just went, and I had some new jeans on, and so everywhere I wiped out, it was kind of a melting day. Everywhere I wiped out, there was blue streaks on the snow. So.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's super fair. That would turn me off of it as well. Yeah.
It was still fun, but yeah, I needed the right equipment, I guess.
Yeah, right on. I would say snowboard, just because my brother lives out in Lake Louise. I don't get out there as much as I'd like to, but he snowboards, so I just kind of took after him and snowboarded. And what about you, Michael?
Yeah, between those two, I'd probably say ski. Mostly cross-country skiing. It's kind of a type of skiing, so enjoyed that. I've never snowboarded before. Maybe I'd like it, but so far I would say ski.
Right on. Nice. Okay, that's enough of this or that. let us move on to our tumbling towers. We're not picky. You can just feel around and see whatever's loose. And each block corresponds to a question. And then you just can't pick from the top 3. And once you get a block, we'll throw it on top. And it's only ever fallen once. And it was all Michael's fault. And I love bringing that up. And I'll let you do the honors. I'll see what we pull first.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I've ever done this before.
Oh, really? Okay. First time for everything. You got it. There you go, there you go. There we go. And then we'll throw that on top, and it's number 17. Let's see what we've got. What is a good habit you've developed over the years, do you feel?
Good habit, reading, I guess. Not to sound too exciting, what's a good habit?
I think that's a solid answer, honestly.
Yeah.
Reading, any specific genres or style?
I like in-depth, like more spiritual and yeah, just on how the mind works, how we think, and things like that.
Interesting. Nice.
And how to just relate to people, I guess, would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's all.
That was super fair. I love it. Yeah, yeah. I think for myself, you know, something that I've tried to develop is like stretching, just a regular practice of, be it yoga or whatever, just trying to stretch more,
Nice.
keep the body limber. So,
I guess, yeah.
How about you, Michael?
Yeah, as far as a good habit, one that I've been doing for a while, quite a long time, is journaling. So I every day journal a little bit about my day. And yeah, it's a nice way to reflect. And sometimes I look back on the journal entries. But it's, I think, a nice habit that I get into and helps me kind of relax and go to sleep. And it's nice.
Nice. Awesome. I guess it is my turn. We'll see what we can get here. Whoa.
Oh, that's a smart way to do it.
There we go. 37. I'm just going to pop that there. Number 37. What do we get? What's one thing you're always misplacing, always losing? Does anything come to mind? Imagine playing at lots of different venues and stuff. Is there stuff you always lose? Or
My glasses,
glasses?
my phone.
Yeah.
Not too often, but maybe glasses I misplace.
Yeah.
Keys.
Yeah. Usual things. Usual suspects.
Well, guitar. Actually, yesterday
Oh.
I left my guitar sitting outside by the door.
What?
Outside the back door. I just completely forgot. So, but anyways,
It was still there though.
it was still there. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in a good neighborhood.
Yeah. Right on. For myself, one thing I'm always misplacing, probably just like cables. I try to keep them organized, but when we're traveling around or working on different projects, I always seem to lose a cable here and there. So
Yeah.
Just for when I lose the next one, ready to go. So that would be my answer.
Andy, that's good.
yeah, practical. I'll let you do the honors. See if we can get another one.
I better not do that one here.
Oh, you got it. And
54.
woo, right on the other side. 54. What's one act of kindness we should all do more of, do you think?
Welcome each other. You know, a smile. Hello. You know, just that's all it takes.
Yeah, just welcoming people.
Yeah.
Interesting. What act of kindness we should all do more of? I think for myself, one thing that comes to mind is that isn't just greeting people. Maybe I'll go on the flip side of that and saying bye. I don't know, like in a meaningful way. Like if you make something of that, and I don't know, I just think you never know when it might be the last time you see somebody, you know. I don't know. Just making a moment of that, I guess.
Sign of respect too. You know,
Yeah.
like, do you enjoyed the visit? Even if it was acknowledging that person. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Michael? Anything come to mind?
Yeah, I guess along those lines, I think about like even just like listening and being a good listener. And yeah, I think that's something you could do for someone that and give them your attention, and that would make them feel heard. And yeah, probably make for a better experience and conversation.
So what did you say?
Nice. Nice. Awesome. I guess I will pick another one and see what. Okay. Oh. Oh. Where'd it go? There we go. We'll go with 36 as our last one here. You always put off doing. Just never get around to it.
Put off doing. Good question. Well, maybe yard work. Or maybe housework, or I don't know. I don't usually put them off. I always have kind of a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But my wife would probably disagree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'll say that.
Yeah.
Unless something else pops in my brain, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. One thing I'm always putting off doing, I'm trying to get a little better at it, but just dishes. I just
dishes.
have no interest in it. And so what I've started doing is I've limited the number of dishes I have available to me. So I have like 2 dishes, 2 bowls. So eventually I have to do them, or I have to run the dishwasher. And I have a dishwasher and I don't get them done.
paper plates.
I could go the disposable route. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Haven't felt the need to, but yeah. How about you, Michael?
I was thinking as you were talking about that, I would say one thing I'm always putting off is like getting a haircut. And I'm like, well, maybe next week. And then it just kind of slowly grows longer and longer and eventually just becomes too long or I need to cut it for some reason. So it's never something I like schedule in advance. I just feel like doing it and then eventually do it. But usually there's a point where I just put it off for a little too long.
I know that feeling.
No comment.
Yeah, that's fair. Right on. I do think that's all the time we have for this segment. So
Great.
This has been the Windy City's finest on location, courtesy of Tell Us Story Hive, and we're here in Medicine Hat at Sammy's Kitchen and Bar. I'm Daniel J. Perryman.
I'm Michael, and this is
Rob Hudec.
And we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to TELUS Story Hives on location here in Medicine Hat. I'm Daniel J. Perryman.
I'm Michael, and this is...
Rob Hudec.
Awesome. And we're at Sammy's Kitchen and Bar. I'm super excited to dive into our interview segment and just get to know a bit more about your journey. What can you tell me about the start of your musical career and journey? Where would you start?
What's in my brain is I remember, well, from a big family, and we had so there's 5 boys, 5 girls.
Wow.
But the boys had their own big room, and then one night my brother had my older brother that I play music with, he had a guitar from a friend, just an electric guitar that wasn't plugged in, and he was playing Lion Eyes, the beginning for the Eagles song Lion Eyes. I don't know if you know that. And it just, I just thought, wow, that's amazing. I have to learn. And shortly after, I asked my dad, and he had a little guitar, and he gave me a 4-H songbook, and a bottle of wine was the first song I learned in A.
Okay.
So yeah, that's. It just I knew I had to play. I was just drawn to it. Yeah.
And I'm super curious about the five brothers,
Well,
5 sisters.
yeah, 4. Yeah.
Four brothers, 5 sisters. That is a large family, and I'm curious what influence you feel that might have had on either your music or just in life in general.
Like lots of personalities, and a noise, like a lively house. And there was music around. Like my parents played it, sang in the choir at church, and they had a band as well. And then my older sisters or brothers were playing music. So there was music around. We weren't the Von Trapp family, but yeah, we can all sing and yeah. So that's what it was like.
Yeah, lots of personalities, you say, and like it's interesting that like wasn't like nobody had been playing music or that it was a strange thing, but I'm just curious. Yeah, was it just the song choice, or was it just the setting, like with your brother playing that song, Lion Eyes?
Lion Eyes.
Lion Eyes.
Yeah. Well, just the whole. I think it was the tone of it. Like it was just and then the chords he was playing. Like and probably because I always like the melodies and like the slower songs, ballads, and yeah. So maybe that's what it was, because those chords were, because it's a G major 7th chord, which is kind of jazzy, kind of nice chord, and yeah, with lots of, and I think of like later on with introduction to the blues. Like with the notes as well too, bending the notes, and like I was kind of a quiet kid, I think, growing up. I had lots of friends and all that, but I was reserved maybe in crowds and that. But back to the notes again too. Like any sad note or anything, the guitar has such an expression to it. You know, I can put that sadness or happy or whatever I'm feeling into the notes, and yeah, and it makes me feel great. I just love it.
Yeah, it sounds like it was able to serve as a source of expression and an outlet. And,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we could dive into that way more, I'm sure. But I'm also curious, growing up in Saskatchewan, do you feel like that had any influence on your musical journey or life in general?
Well, small town. I mean, I'm thinking music again. I mean, you have to be honest. Everyone has to be honest in a small town. But there were some older guys that had the band, and then you could hear them blocks away in the small town. So then we'd get on our bikes and check it out and get as close as we could to listening to them rehearse.
Right.
And then also my brother also had a band, and so they'd rehearse at our place, and then of course I'd get a chance to listen and watch if they'd let me.
Yeah.
And then if they'd go down to the park for a cigarette or something, then my brother would say, "Don't touch the guitars," but that didn't stop me.
Yeah, of course.
So I would I'd sneak in there and grab a guitar and play a little bit, and yeah.
And yeah, picking back up on that idea of like a source of like expression and an outlet for that, is that, from what you can recall, is that what your brother used it for? Or is that where you
definitely.
got that from?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Yeah, can you tell me more?
Yeah, and then playing with him is like our, just with being brothers, like it just kept us honest, especially in the, you could get big heads in this industry, you know, and we played we were busy and all that and popular in our area. And, but yeah, we would call each other out if we were acting like we shouldn't be acting or not being ourselves kind of thing. So that was a positive for sure, yeah.
Yeah, that idea of honesty and humility maybe to some extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as we could be
Sure.
humble, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. And yeah, do you recall like your, first performances with your brother, or what happened next?
Yeah, the first performance was I had a band before that, and we played like at the swimming pool, at like a deck dance and a roller skating, and yeah, things like that. But my first performance with my brother was I think it was a 40th anniversary, and at Cabri, Saskatchewan, and we had rehearsed I think for 6 months before we went out playing. We were a 3-piece band with the drummer, and yeah, we just we had a good dance, and everyone was happy, and we signed a drum, an old drum hide, drum skin, and maybe a stick, I think. And then the following weekend we went to Tabor, Alberta, and played the Royal Hotel. So I think we went on after a stripper, I think. So,
Yeah.
So one extreme to the next. Yeah.
Interesting. And yeah, so sorry, you had mentioned you had a band slightly before playing with your brother?
Yeah, I started guitar when I was 8, and then I was in my first band, I think 10 years old.
Wow. Okay.
And then and then we had a high school band, and we played in the gym for the classes and all that, and or for the students. And yeah, it's just continued from there, and until I started playing like 18 with my brother, and yeah, the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah. And so yeah, you started playing with your brother at 18.
Yeah.
And yeah, so humility, or if not humility, honesty. And so yeah, what was that like, being in a band with him? Did you consider yourselves professionals at that point, or not quite?
Oh, think about what you're. Sometimes a lot of the times I'll be playing, and when I get in the zone, I'm not even thinking about. A lot of the times I'll be playing, and when I get in the zone, I'm not even thinking about playing. I'm just thinking about what I got to do tomorrow, or some thought in my head. Yeah.
Sounds like it becomes very second nature, almost.
Yeah. It's a gift, that's for sure. It's a gift, because even with other friends that were trying to learn guitar, and then I'd sit with them and we'd learn chords and all that, and I don't know, I always found it easy. It was just easy, and especially hearing things in a song, or my brother has the same gift too, so
Yeah. And you mentioned you got to travel a little bit with your brother, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. What's the furthest you were able to travel to, do you think?
Well, driving, it was Merritt, BC.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was a long trip with the drummer, myself, my brother, his wife, and a newborn baby in a van.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a long trip, that's for sure. And like we used to do the Riderville parties for Grey Cup. So we've played in Vancouver and Ottawa and Edmonton, I guess, and Regina were the 4 that we did. Yeah, that's about it.
Interesting. And yeah, there's that idea in there, especially in the van, just of work-life balance, maybe. And do you feel like you had that? Is that even something that you search for or try to attain, or what are your thoughts on that?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Oh, just like the idea of like a work-life balance. So like you're working, but you also have like personal time to yourself and your family. And just because if you're in a van with family members
yeah,
and
yeah.
kids, it's like there's probably very little balance there. It's all together in the same pot, and
It's all together kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
It was all. It wasn't the job, the family. It was. Well, I was single at the time too, so so it was all together.
super fair.
I guess all I can say there.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And so, playing in with band with your brother since 18. What came after that?
Well, I moved to. We moved from Leader to Swift Current, and were there about 7 years. I was, and then I moved to Medicine Hat to work at a music store for a friend, and I did that for 7 years. And in the meantime, you can get to know other musicians from Medicine Hat and area, and then we had a blues trio that we were pretty popular on a Thursday night at the Silver Buckle in town here, and then from there, just with the economy and everything was slowing down, so I was doing a duo for a while, and then it just broke down to a solo performance, and that's what I mostly do now, just because it's I can make it work.
Yeah, a bit more autonomy and flexibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry, just going back a bit to Swift Current. Was that a long stint? Was there much music there for you? Or not
Oh yeah,
really?
there was, and we were traveling more during that time. But the music was, there was I think 5, like Swift Current's 17,000 thereabouts, but there was 5 venues that we played there, and then the rest we traveled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Others like where it would be Yorkton, Nipawin was a little bit of a hike, Saskatoon, and then Medicine Hat we would always play. So, and a lot of Saskatchewan is in Medicine Hat, so you know lots of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, and like I'm also curious about this for Medicine Hat, but in Swift Current specifically, just because it is a bit of a smaller city, just that idea of like building relationships with those venues and like say the community. What can you tell me about that part of your journey there?
Well, it was more laid back because I was just playing music. I didn't have another job. We got to know lots of people, lots of good people there, and they love music and like an artsy little city for sure. Yeah, I always have fond memories. Swift Current.
Nice. Yeah, and then you made your way over to Medicine Hat, it sounds like. And a lot of that community seems like you're still in touch with, able to connect with.
Yeah, well, it was because I quit my job and then I was a stay-home dad with my son at the time, and then for those years, and so then you kind of lose contact with all the musicians that came into the store. But then more recently, like in the last few years, I'm hosting a jam session at the Casa Amigos, and and so lots of musicians are coming out, new musicians and old musicians, and in between, and so it's very rewarding, and that's lots of fun.
Yeah. We'll dive into that a little bit more, I'm sure. But I'm also curious of like, what did that mean to you to A, maybe be able to, and B, just to take a break and focus on family and raising your son? And
Probably best years of my life, yeah.
yeah.
But I was still playing, like I was still, I was managing that, and finding, a babysitter for him and all that, his grandma or my family or some friends. But it worked out.
Yeah.
So family was supportive on both sides, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned that too, like when you first heard that song with your brother, and you asked your dad, and he got you a guitar and a book, and just like that idea of support from your family.
Yeah.
Are there any other thoughts that come out of that? Because I feel like that's something not everybody has, right? In various disciplines. So.
Yeah, just the family's always been supportive of it, and if we're playing in the towns or cities which they lived in, I mean, they'd always come out and support, or else put us up for the night, of course, 'cause
Sure.
for accommodations, and yeah.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. And then, so the music store, sorry, was in
Medicine Hat here.
Medicine Hat here. Yeah. Well, what's that like? I try and think of an equivalent for me in my craft, and I don't have one currently. But working in a music store, get to know the equipment.
Oh,
You
yeah.
spend all your money on equipment,
Yeah.
or yeah, yeah. What was that like?
Yes and yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my boss, Pete Mueller, you know, just a great guy to work with, and he taught me so much about like all kinds of guitar setups and well, setting up lots of things, and yeah, just working with people and all that. Yeah, it was great. It was a great experience. Yeah.
Nice. Right on.
Learned a little bit of mandolin.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Just because I had to, because if you demo it, you have to play a few chords. So.
Right.
And some of the technical stuff, like some of the recorders, or you know, you had to dive deep into how it worked. But then you just kind of learn the basics of them to show the customer and all that. So yeah,
Nice.
lots of fun, interesting.
Yeah. And so, what happened next after the store?
Well, I think that's when, yeah, I just we're still playing in the band, and then I started with the duo and the solo performing, and recording. I guess I shouldn't forget my recording. I've always been doing recording, like through those years, and I've done a few albums, and now it's mostly just singles, just because that's the way it goes. To do a whole album, I don't know. I've got ideas of doing like an acoustified blues cover album. I've recorded one called Tuxpan, about our trip to Mexico. Kind of, it's just an instrumental Spanish kind of thing, and so that'll be released in a month probably. And yeah, so I'm doing that. I should push myself for more writing and all that, but I do it when I feel it's the right time, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I have other things. I like to rehearse. I like gear. I like music gear. So I'm on my phone looking at all kinds of gear and all that, and I always tell my wife, this is the last pedal that I'm getting, and yeah, for sure, it's not true. And yeah, so it's my life, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like a lifelong pursuit. Doesn't sound like you're going to stop anytime soon. I certainly
Yeah,
hope
hopefully,
you don't.
hopefully
Yeah.
I can continue till I can't play anymore, and then I'll be buried
Yes.
in the ground in my grave. Yeah.
Right on. And so now that we've got a bit of a context for your journey, kind of all the way through, I'm curious, like, what does it mean to you to be a musician, and how might that have shifted over the years? Like, if you think back to when you first started, or first band, or in the band with your brother, what do you think it meant to you then, and then now? We'll go with.
Well, I think then is just the excitement of playing for people, which is, you know, it's still there, of course. But well, maybe when you're younger, you have bigger aspirations, or. But now it's, well, I really enjoy playing for people and their reactions, and then you're meeting people all the time, and then you're seeing old acquaintances as well, and yeah, so it's just the joy of, because people are usually, if they're not in that great of a mood, you can tell at the beginning if they're going out for supper or whatever.
Yeah.
But by the end of the night, if they have a drink or two and they're listening to live music, and I say the same thing too. If I'm listening to live music through the night, and especially if it's at a good level where it's nice and you can still visit with whoever you're with, yeah, the live music thing is just, it lifts the spirit for sure.
Yeah, and it sounds like, yeah, to be of service in that way to people, whether they're aware of it or not, like consciously.
Oh yeah, like taking requests, like they're like Sweet Caroline, you know, I could play that 3 times in a night, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Which is fine, you know. Brown Eyed Girl, I mean, the list goes on, but I mean, you can play it differently each time, and then you have a different crowd each time. It's never the same, of course, so, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, just speaking of those like connections with people and those interactions, are there any that stand out of either people coming up to you and sharing their thoughts on what it is you're doing or not? Or?
Just they just give me a compliment and thanks for playing, and we had such a nice time, and yeah, those kind of things, and which is all I need.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we're delicate creatures, especially us musicians, and so it's nice to get compliments for sure. It is, and tips they help.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, and like I'm picking up on the, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's this kind of idea of like, I don't know what the right term for it is, but maybe like solitude or solace, introversion. Like it seems like it can be a very introverted craft if you want it to be. You could just practice and not share it.
Right.
But it sounds like you have obviously had the opportunity to share it and perform and make that a part of your practice. And I'm curious if you have more thoughts on that. Like, is the value in the performances, or is it a mix between both that and just practicing by yourself on your own time?
Well, it's both. I mean, you can rehearse something as much as you want, and of course, it's a benefit for sure, because then you have that confidence of playing because you've rehearsed it lots and that. But there's nothing like some of the best performances. Well, like for people that are listening and enjoying it, is when they request a song, and you just wing it and just sing the first verse or the chorus, and they just love it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, wow. You didn't even never played the song before. You just kind of know how it goes from hearing it on the radio or what have you. But yeah, I don't know if that answers your question. But
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what it brings to mind for me is just that idea of like, you never know what songs mean to people. And like the reason why they request a song, you maybe, it doesn't sound like you have, they don't tell you the story about why they want to hear it.
Yeah.
But there's clearly a connection there for them, and that you're able to like re-spark that for them potentially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the great thing in music. Yeah.
yeah. Nice. I'm gonna pivot here slightly, just because I'm curious. Like, music aside, what do you feel it like takes to be a musician, or even in a band? What does it take to do that?
Well, you have to rehearse, like, or you have to practice on your own, because you don't want to bring it to the band if someone hasn't practiced much and one has. I mean, you're going right away. So I think, and then you have to have fun. You have to have fun, and yeah, and you have to play for the people too. You have to play for the people. You're there for they're there. If they're paying to get in or what have you, you're there for them. And then of course you can still throw in your originals here and there, especially if they're asking for it.
Right.
Like, I know that there was a part or a time in our life with my brother and that we were into blues, so then we'd go to a dance and then we were trying to play a little bit more blues, and it didn't go over very well. In fact, someone said, you guys are playing too much bluegrass. But it was blues actually. But so you can get caught up in that. So you always have to play you have to look around. And with me too I like to play for the seniors especially. They're there to visit, you know, and they want to have a good meal, have a few dances if they can, and by midnight, you know, if they give you a thumbs up, that's the greatest thing. If they've had their fun, they're ready for sleep, and then we can turn up the music and rock out a little bit for the crowd, and yeah.
Sounds like discipline, a little bit of discipline, maybe.
So discipline,
yeah. Fun, and then just that idea, being of service, and you're playing for the people.
Yeah,
and
well, like the practice too is always have fun. That's what I tell anybody that's learning guitar. If they want any advice, I just say, just have fun with it. If it gets a little bit too stressful or whatever, put the guitar down, go do something, and then in the meantime, your mind will relax that, and you go back to it, and then continue on. But always have fun with it, because it's a waste of time if you're going to get mad or frustrated. Yeah.
And is that something you were fortunate enough to learn early in your career, or has that been, when do you think you figured that out, I guess?
It's always been there. I mean, I've always loved to rehearse and practice, and frustrated if I couldn't get a part, I would always just incorporate or do my own thing, I guess, and maybe an easier way to do it, because I never was like a shredder that I could play so fast. I was working on it, but I thought, no, I want to hear the notes. That's getting back to the ballads and all that. I mean, you can still shred with the ballads, but with blues and all that too, the placement of the notes and all that. There's so much in one bend of a guitar string. You can there's so many different tones and notes in that one bend.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it's got to breathe too, like in the soloing especially. It has to the soloing has to breathe. You have to tell a story, you know. You have to tell a story with it. So.
Yeah, the word that comes to mind is luxuriate. Sounds like just luxuriating in all the different options that are available to you and with each of the chords. And I know we'll dive into that more in the showcase when we actually hear some stuff and can maybe hear a bit more about that. So I'm going to pivot again and just, that's how I like to roll, I guess. But just, yeah, kind of focusing on Medicine Hat, because as I understand it, you do play more locally now. And so I'm just curious about, yeah, your relationship to Medicine Hat and what that looks like and what that means to you and why maybe you've chose to head in that direction.
Well, it's a nice sized city. It's easy to get around. Well, the music business isn't as maybe what it used to be. It's changed considerably, especially with bands like to travel and play. I don't know how they can survive with what's going on in the economy and that, but because it was easier for us, that's for sure. And the dollar went a lot farther. But anyways, being in the Hat, it's easy to get around. It can be, most of my gigs I'm done by, 11 or even 9. Tonight I'm done at 9, so, or 8:30, but and you're home, so it's nice to be home. And well, just seeing, you see lots of familiar people, but it's a big enough city that you still, you're seeing new people that haven't heard you before, and so then you develop, friendships over the years.
Yeah, right on. And then like the other side of that is like the venues that you frequent and that you play at. We're at Sammy's right now, and so like, what's that like, cultivating those relationships with these venues and business owners who have their own thing going on in their own lives? What's that like?
Well, I mean, their life is their life and that, but they have the business, so you have to, like, each place I play is different. Some, like in Sammy's, it's a little laid back, and I got to make sure that I don't get too loud, because people just want to wine and dine. So I'll do more instrumental stuff maybe, and then. But it all depends. In other places, of course, you can liven it up a little bit more. And yeah, it's you never know what you're gonna get. I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, for Sammy's for sure. What are some of the other venues that you frequent and play at, and what do you do with them?
Well, I host the jam at Casa Amigos, so that's been doing well. I'm getting lots of musicians coming out, and the patrons as well. And so it's getting, I think, more popular. And where else? At Juggies. It's always busy Friday night for live music. They're a great supporter of live music. And where else? Well, Irvin Hotel will play out there. Just a little skip out of the city. And a nice little hotel there, a dance floor, and good food. And well, they all have good food. Especially Sammy's here is awesome. And let's see. What was the question?
No, that sounds good. Yeah. It sounds like each of the venues has their own sort of vibe that you're able to kind of fit yourself into and adjust and accommodate, and that's awesome to maybe get that variety of stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Nice. What's a non-arts related skill that you've had to develop that has maybe made you a better musician, do you think?
Maybe just inventing little things, like for like stands for lights or for like even little doodads that I have on stage, like I don't know, just little ideas. Like I invented well, not invented, but a stomp bowl. So it's the recycled wooden bowl that I just put a little mic cartridge in, an input jack, and you just plug it in. And I figure if you're playing guitar and you're tapping your foot, you may as well have some percussion there, because it can get people dancing too, because they can feel that, especially if it's like a subwoofer with your system. And then I have a tambourine on my other foot. So, but yeah, so just the creation of that. I seen somebody had a wooden paper tray, and he had a microphone underneath it. It was just a solo performer, and I thought, wow, I can do that, and I have to do that. And so I did have a microphone in there to start, but I got to do this I can do a better way. I can do it better. So, yeah. So.
Yeah, it brings to mind that like resourcefulness and the loving the equipment and having a good knowledge base of those things and being able to play with them, I guess.
Yeah, and always having, like, if there's a cable, it's giving me a little bit of grief, then I have to fix it. So that's on the shop table right away, and things like that. Anything that needs to be kept or yeah.
Nice. I know we are pretty much out of time, but I would be remiss if we didn't get to our last question that we try to ask everybody, which is just how has being creative kind of influenced your everyday life? And this is like seems like a broad question because you've been playing music for a very long time. So, but how would you say that being creative generally has impacted your everyday life?
Good question. I have to think about that.
Yeah, it's a broad one. Yeah, it's a broad one. And maybe it could even just be at a certain point in your life where you're like, oh, music really helped me at this time, or yeah, if there is something broad that comes to mind.
Gee, I'm trying to think, because it's the last question, and
yeah,
I should have a good one, but I'm just like blank here. I just, I don't know, the creative process with, well, I guess with fixing things or creating things. I mean, with the music, but you can use it with every step of life. You can use it, be creative in many ways, like of just other things that benefit what you're doing at the time. Yeah, just to be resourceful like that. The creative process is, like with me, with music, like if I'm working in my yard, doing yard work, and there's always like a song will come in my head.
Yeah.
Because I'm at peace, and there's just a little song, I don't know where it comes from, probably up above there, and but it continues, and then I'll just hum it out, and then I'll record it on my phone, and so, yeah, for the creative process to work, I think your mind obviously has to be at peace. So peace is important. Yeah.
That you maybe get from your creative journey.
Yeah.
And going back to, you mentioned the books that you like to read, maybe more on the spiritual side.
Oh, yeah.
And you mentioned several times of just that being able to connect with people, and that, so that's something I pulled in our conversation, is just,
Nice.
it sounds like, yeah, there's some spirituality there in your work, and
Oh, yeah.
so I really appreciate that, yeah. Nice. That is the time that we have for this segment. So thank you so much for your time and energy. And I'm super excited for our showcase. But yeah, this has been Tell Us Story Hives on location here in Medicine Hat. We're at Sammy's Kitchen and Bar. I'm Daniel J. Perry.
I'm Michael, and this is
Rob Hudec.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Tell a Story Hives on location in Medicine Hat here at Sammy's Kitchen and Bar. I'm Michael.
I'm Daniel J. Perriman, and this is...
Rob Hudec.
Nice, yeah. Well, yeah, I really enjoyed your segment with Daniel, both segments. Yeah, learning about your journey as a musician and where you came from, what you're up to. But of course, this is the showcase portion. So, you being a musician, you're very graciously accepted to play some songs, which we really enjoy. It's always entertaining, makes my job easy. Yeah, and so you're gonna play a couple songs. Yeah, what's the name of the first song you're gonna play?
The first song is called Tuxpan, as in Tuxpan, Veracruz, where we traveled to from Mexico City to Veracruz on a holiday. And so yeah, it's just the song was in my head, and it's got the faster part of the song is like we're driving and going through, seeing different sights, and then when it slows down, we're at the ocean kind of thing, and then back on the road again. So
look forward to hearing it. So whenever you're ready, take it away, Rob. Muy bien, muy bien. Oh, that was great. Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah, it really took me on that journey of you on your trip and going slow and fast. And I noticed, like you mentioned, like when you were playing jazz, you do that thing with the strings, and it seemed like you were doing that a little bit too with the Spanish guitar, where you Yeah. Nice. And what would that process have been like? Like you were on this trip and you were inspired. Like how long did it take you to create this piece?
Well, it was in my head. It's just, I mean, that basic rhythm is in lots of Spanish songs. So, but yeah, it just came to me, I guess. It might have been before, up to the trip, that I had it in my, like an idea of it. But yeah, after it was all said and done, is when the creative juices were flowing, I guess.
Okay, so you didn't have your guitar on the trip or anything?
No, I didn't.
no.
Actually, well, my wife is from Mexico City, so
Oh, nice.
anytime we go there, I'd never have a guitar. The last time I was there, one of the neighbors lent me theirs for a few days. So, but yeah, so I had to make sure my calluses stay tough and my
Right.
fingers.
Yeah. Do you guys go back often to Mexico?
Usually every year. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So does your wife enjoy the Spanish guitar then?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She loves Spanish music and introduced me to lots of artists. That's for sure. Like there's a Natalia Lafourcade. She's probably one of my favorite artists. She's Mexico's sweetheart. Yeah, she's very talented. She plays traditional, and then she'll have traditional singers or older singers join her with duets, and then she does pop music as well too. So she's awesome.
Nice. You haven't met her. You're just talking about like her music.
Yeah, just her music. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe you
Someday,
introduced her.
maybe
Yeah.
Maybe someday. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. And what do you like about that Latin music, Spanish guitar, things like that?
Again, it's like with blues too. There's so much passion and yeah, so much feeling in the music. Like it's just, especially the rhythms too. Like the rhythms are awesome. Like there's so many different. It just gets you moving. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I felt that. You can really get that emotion. And it's not like a
great.
waltz or something. I don't know. Yeah, or it's just, it really makes you want to move.
Yeah.
I want to get out of my chair, but I didn't. Yeah, it's great. And then you had like kind of like an accompanying track that you would have recorded that. So that's you as well, I assume.
Yeah. Well, I just use a looper pedal, so I just loop the first verse, I guess, of the guitar, and then I play along to it.
And so that looped like the thing you just played, like
Yep.
like live,
Yep.
because we are live.
Yeah, and I canceled it off already.
Oh,
so-
cool.
Yeah, I never store anything. It's always
I thought it was like a pre-recorded thing. Oh, that's neat.
yeah, just to
Loop
let
it
fly.
in, looper. Huh.
Yeah. And this is a 2-track looper, so I'll have actually this microphone I'll use for my percussion stuff. See, I have in the song. I just got this thing for the when the song slows down.
Ooh.
So I have that.
What's this called? You
I
don't know.
think it's a Panji seed shell shaker.
Okay.
Say that 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so you'll loop that in.
yeah, I have it when the song slows down. I was thinking that's all it needed was that. So I just bought this last week on Amazon.
Yeah. Oh, cool. And then I guess you as a solo, primarily a solo performer, that kind of adds a bit more to your
Yeah.
performance.
Well, like with this mic, so I have my track 1 is my percussion, so I could do like a bar of little percussion. Like if you want, for instance, I could go like this. And add this if I want.
that was cool. Wow, that was amazing.
Then I can loop the guitar too. I didn't do it on that one.
Yeah.
And then I'll play along, so it's like a whole band. You
Yeah,
know?
I'm just riffing there. That's great. Yeah, we're gonna up our live stream game and get a looper, sort of looping stuff in. That was
Oh, yeah,
great.
It's been a game changer, that's for sure. With,
Yeah. How long have you had that for?
well, this is a kind of a step up. I've been using a looper ever since my solo started, so a few years. But this one I got about a year ago.
Nice.
The Boss, and the gigabytes. It's a 32 gigabyte, so it really records pretty much what you heard it. It sounds like there's another musician there. you know,
Yeah. That's great. That was really neat. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I love that. I love that whole experience.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, really fun. Yeah, I get the fun segment. Yeah, so I guess we are going to play another song, but you have to switch guitars.
Right.
Yeah, so I think we're just going to take a little break. We're going to switch guitars, and then we will be right back. All right, we're back. We've switched guitars. So, Rob, you've got another song. What's the name of this song?
This one's called "Oh Honey, Won't You Please Come Home."
Okay.
This I recorded off of my Dandelion album in 2005, I believe. So
Okay.
just a bluesy number. I was getting some airplay quite a bit every day, actually, with Holger Peterson on what was that? Was it Galaxy of the Blues or something?
Okay.
So it was
CKOA.
it was quite an honor because you'd see like Stevie Ray Vaughan, B.B. King, and then Rob Hudec would be on the playlist the day. So I printed off some of those and put them in a frame.
Yeah.
So so this is that song.
Nice. Well, yeah, take it away.
Cool. Whoa, honey, won't you please come home? Whoa, honey, won't you please come home? I'm sorry I did you wrong. These nights without you are so long. Won't you please come home? When you told me you were leaving, it was such a crying shame. When you told me you were leaving, I knew I was one to blame. Oh, honey, won't you please come home? Oh, honey, won't you please come home? I was acting like a fool. Now I'm feeling these low-down blues. Won't you please come home? You tell me I don't treat you right in public places, my eyes wander. You tell me I don't treat you right, and my love for you should be stronger. Oh, honey, won't you please come home? Oh, honey, won't you please come home? I was acting like a fool, now I'm feeling these low-down blues. Won't you please come home?
You tell me I don't treat you right in public places, my eyes wander. You tell me I don't treat you right, and my love for you should be stronger. Oh, honey, won't you please come home? Oh, honey, won't you please come home? I can't take these lonely nights. I promise to treat you right. Won't you please come home? Treat you like a queen and bring home all the honey. I'm gonna treat you like a queen and give you all my money. Oh, honey, 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 won't you please come home? Whoa, honey, 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 won't you please come home? I'm gonna make everything alright. Love you every day and every night. Won't you please come home? Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh. Won't you please come home?
Nice. Oh, that was great. Another song with feeling, absolutely.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Great. Well, I mean, I guess that is actually all the time we have for this segment. It's a rocking time to end on. So, yeah, really appreciate you telling us about your musical journey, and really also love hearing you play, Rob.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Of course, yeah. Nice. Well, this has been On Location, Swiss Tell Story Hive in Medicine Hat at Sammy's Kitchen and Bar. I'm Michael.
I'm Daniel J. Perriman, and this has been
Rob Hudec.
All right, thanks so much for watching.